जाने भी मंजिल मगर लोग मिलते गए, कारवां बनता गया। और इसके साथ मुझे एक और ऐसा एक चीज़ रियलाइज़ हुई कि ज़िंदगी में एक दोस्त उमैर जैसा होना चाहिए, ओनली सैड रिएक्शंस, और कंसिस्टेंसी हो तो मुस्तजाब भाई जैसी हो। तो ये तीन चीज़ें जो मुझे अपार्ट फ्रॉम बूट कैम्प जो मुझे अच्छी लगी। इसके अलावा जो थी चार्ल्स लमाना की स्पीच से मेरे लिए तो बहुत ज़्यादा लर्निंग थी। आई वॉज अमेज्ड टू सी टू गेट द इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट द पावर प्लेटफॉर्म्स। और बीइंग एक्स डेवलपर मुझे डर भी लग रहा था कि यार हमारा फ्यूचर है भी क्या नहीं है, जस्ट पावर प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं, ज़ीरो कोड, नो कोड या प्रो कोड टेक्नोलॉजी ने आना है। तो हम यहाँ से अपनी डिस्कशन को आगे बढ़ाते हैं। नॉर्मली मेरा ताल्लुक एजुकेशन और काउंसलिंग से भी होता है, तो बहुत कॉमनली पेरेंट्स और स्टूडेंट्स एक मुझसे सवाल पूछ रहे होते हैं कि हसन भाई ऐसी कौन सी फील्ड में जाना चाहिए हमें कि जिसमें आगे फ्यूचर हो, या ऐसी कौन सा स्किल सीखना चाहिए जो हमारा फ्यूचर में काम आए इन टर्म्स ऑफ ग्रोथ एज वेल एज ऑब्वियसली पैसे भी होते हैं। सो आए हम अपनी पैनल डिस्कशन की तरफ बढ़ते हैं, जिसका टॉपिक है बिल्ड एंड एडवांस द स्किल यू नीड फॉर द टुमारो टेक्स वर्ल्ड। इसकी मॉडरेटर हैं खुरतुल ऐन। शी इज़ अ TEDx स्पीकर एंड करंटली शी इज़ वर्किंग एज अ वाइस प्रेसिडेंट PMO डायनेमिक्स CRM एट सिस्टम्स लिमिटेड। और एज फैसल भाई सेड कि वो काफ़ी घबराते थे, तो जितने पैनलिस्ट हैं आप लोगों ने घबराना नहीं है।
Okay, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। थैंक यू फैसल फॉर द इंट्रोडक्शन। नहीं, बिल्कुल घबराने की कोई बात नहीं है। तो आई होप मैं इतनी स्केरी नहीं हूँ जितना आप समझ रहे थे। आई वुड लाइक माई पैनलिस्ट टू ज्वाइन मी एंड देन वील हैव द इंट्रोडक्शन। इफ़ यू गाइस कैन कम हेयर एंड बी सीटेड। In the meanwhile, this panel discussion is essentially based on how to build your career in Dynamics. If you're already a young professional working with us, or established professional like a lot of us sitting here, how can you nurture and grow from where you are? That's what we're going to talk about today. Joining me is an esteemed group of panelists. I have Saad Usmani, we have Amir Nazim, and Dawood Yunus Warani. A few of these people आपने already इनके बारे में सुन लिया है फैसल साहब से, but we will go into a bit of detail of what all of these people do, and then we'll start with our questions. Let them settle down first, and then I guess we can start. Okay. We are not playing a game, guys. This is not musical chair. Settle? Okay, cool. So I believe we can start with Saad. Saad Usmani has around 15 years of working experience, a very dear colleague of mine. He's working at Systems Limited right now. He works in the ERP team. He heads the department, the complete department. He has done various ERP implementations across 5 continents, if I'm not mistaken. And Saad is known for his humility and the way he builds and nurtures his team. Welcome on board, Saad. I'm expecting to have a very fun conversation with you, besides the insights that we get. Then we have Dawood Yunus Warani, someone I have recently met, and I'm getting very fond of him already. Dawood Saab heads and leads the ERP team at Folio 3 Software. Dawood Saab has around 14 years of experience in implementing ERP applications. He has worked on finance and operations, Business Central, and a lot of other things. He has, by the way, he heads one of the largest team of functional consultants that we have in Pakistan as well. Then we have Amir Nazim. Amir का तारुफ आप लोग सुन चुके हैं ऑलरेडी, लेकिन फिर भी चले मैं करवा देती हूँ जितना मुझे पता है. Amir is a graduate from my alma mater, NED. और Amir has been working with Magic for the last 16 years. I believe he started as a developer from there. Right now he is president of Drive and Delivery, where I believe his key focus is delivery excellence and driving and strengthening how processes work. So to start the conversation, बहुत ही एक ऐसा सवाल है जो I would like to ask you guys as well. I don't know if we can engage the audience, but if someone has something interesting to say, please raise your hands and I would love to hear back. So Saad, if you can pick up a fruit, a fresh fruit, to describe what technology would be like 10 years down the road, what fruit would that be and why? And I would like to hear your opinion as well, Dawood Bhai and Azam.
All right. Thank you, Kurat. Thank you, Pakistan User Group, the founders, and it's really an honor to be here. So it's a good question upfront, Kurat. So if technology was a fruit, I would say, in context of where we are living in Pakistan, right? I would say it would either be apple or bananas, right? The reason why I say that is because they're available round the clock, easily accessible, right? And they are in different qualities, right? So this is what technology is for us. Very easily available, accessible, implementable, as we have just seen जो चार्ल्स लमाना का जो keynote था, right? How easy we are making technology to implement in our businesses, in our organizations, in our daily work routines, right? So again, if I were to choose fruit, it would be either apple or banana.
It would be a same then, 10 years down the road.
Yep.
Daud bhai, what do you think?
Thank you, Cortland. Thank you, Pakistan User Group, for having me. Thank you, everyone over here. Interesting question. I was just thinking about what should be the fruit. I would go for olive. And why I would like to go for olive is there has been like a recent cultivation, like for a few years. And olive has a lot of economical benefits, like IT currently is providing. And it has huge potential in the future as well. It has a lot of health benefits as well if you continuously use them. And the usage is not just limited to those achars and chutneys. Oil can be used, its fruit can be used, the juice can be used as well. And it has huge success in terms of whatever the cultivation has been done in the Potohar region in Pakistan. So I'll choose my as zaitun olive for
Okay,
Matt.
that sounds good. That sounds good. So Amir, what fruit and why?
Thank you, Greg, for having me, and thank you, Pakistan News Group. So, पहला question ही काफी tough. So, I think I would go with mango.
Okay.
I think a quite unusual thing, but मेरे हिसाब से mango, it's a flexible. It can be used in any shape, in any flavor. और obviously, mango is king of food. So, चाहे आपका dinner कैसा भी हो, और उसमें अगर mango है, तो it will add a value to it. So
Okay.
I see mango more like a catalyst. So if you have mangoes in your team, then I think you will have a good team that can excel. So I would see that, mango is the thing that represent.
Amazing. Those were some great ideas. Any other fruits that you guys can think of? I'm open to ideas, by the way, anytime you want to have it. Okay, so Saad, if we can start the discussion and talk about how did you begin your career in this industry and what has your journey been like? If you can share that for the people who have joined us from academia, students, young professionals, how and what they can learn from your journey so far.
So it's been a journey of almost 15 years in software development field, right? So I always inspired to be an ERP consultant, right? So back in the days when I was in my academia, it wasn't really very common to be a consultant, right? So, but this is something I always wanted to be, right? So I started off as a custom developer, doing, I'm a graduate of FAST, by the way, so started off as a custom developer in my field. I started with again, very fortunate to have good leaders up front. Developed, implemented one of the biggest billing systems in one of the biggest hospitals in Pakistan, right? And about, that was probably the, only non-ERP thing I did probably for about 2.5 years. After that, the first opportunity I got to get into an ERP, I jumped on it, right? So PeopleSoft से मैंने ERP का career start किया. And it was a completely different thing, right? Business processes and all that. Didn't stay with PeopleSoft for too long because I got an opportunity with Microsoft Dynamics in Mazik Global. Again, back in the days, people didn't know what ERP is. ERP में Microsoft का obviously नाम नहीं था. It was a leap of faith, right? But in the hindsight, it turned out to be a good move. Was privileged enough to work with Microsoft at the start. Was really, a privilege when we think, like 3-4 साल के experience पे you're basically checking in the code in Microsoft Source Depot, right? So that was really an honor. And obviously, credit goes to, Mazik Global, who were the pioneers in this area. From there on, again, was part of the development team, and I take pride in saying that, there are, and me and my few of my colleagues here, we've all done that product development, so we still can proudly say that there are still out-of-the-box features in the ERP that were developed by, some of us. So worked for the product for about 3 years. Then from the product development, actually moved to the implementation side of things, and that's when the consultancy journey basically started, right? So it was like कि वो जो developer जो है ना अपने den से बाहर आया, business देखना शुरू किया. The problem was different, right? The problem, we started understanding कि real business में क्या problems होती हैं, real life में क्या business scenarios होते हैं, उनमें क्या problems होती हैं, right? Again, was a developer. Gradually, was very keen to understand. पहले तो ऐसी development होती थी ना, FDD पकड़ा दी गई. I think all the technical people can actually relate to it, right? And all the students in academia are doing software engineering, right? But was always keen to, grasp कि मैं जो चीज़ develop कर रहा हूँ ये किस context में business को क्या फ़ायदा पहुँचाएगा, क्यों use हो रहा है, right? Grabbing the business knowledge, business side of things. And then, before you know it, obviously mastering, again, the Dynamics platform from a developer to a technical architect, and then, the journey towards a solution architect, right? And I've had, great leaders, great mentors. Again, systems provided me with a, very, very good opportunity to interact world over, right? So in my career, I can very proudly say that, I've managed to implement ERP across 5 different continents, from North America to Australia, right? And all being part of, Pakistani community, right? Being here in Pakistan, obviously there's traveling involved, right? So the lesson here for the people is, especially students, there's a lot of scope, right? हर साल कुछ buzzword change होते हैं, but ERP and is something that we need to bring into the academia. Besides custom software development, and there are really good careers, especially with the Microsoft Dynamics, right? In the hindsight, what it was 12-13 years back when we started in Dynamics, and look where it is right now, almost like having almost close to quarter, 18-20% of the market share of the entire ERP, so that's with the product and myself, I think that has been a really good journey.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Saad. Moving forward with you, Nazim, Dawood first. So you have been working with ERP, you have worked hands-on, and now you're leading a team. आप अपने एक्सपीरियंस से क्या बता सकते हैं, क्योंकि आप लोगों को रिक्रूट करते हैं, इसमें फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट्स भी होते होंगे, experienced professionals भी हैं. What have you learned, how the talent, the nurturing and development of talent has changed over the past few years, and what is it that you can tell the audience today that if they want to excel in this career, what is it that they need?
Right. Glad that you asked. The most important thing right now is people have awareness, right? Mm-hmm. At the time when we started, we were not having the awareness that, okay, there was Dynamics, right? It was an ERP system. What it actually was, how it helped the business, how it was implemented, we were not sure about that. We can help academia, we can help students. Right now, there are so many partners, there are so many professionals available, right? Somebody relative is in an IT company, in an ERP company. So they can come reach to us, or academia can introduce ERP courses, right? And I feel that these students, or the time is, they are so fortunate actually, right? There are so many job opportunities, right? They can get experience, they can move abroad as well once they have the experience. Don't go without experience. So the point is, I feel if we introduce these ERP courses early for accounting students as well as CS students, computer science, so because we need consultants as well as engineers. So our focus should be these two specifically, and then others other industries, for example, electronics, right? There are so many things now, because ERP is just not anything exclusive. It is accommodating, integrating all other systems as well now.
Because
so this is what the theme is all about. Thank you.
That makes sense. So you're talking about ERP. If we extend onto that conversation, our Dynamics 365 business applications are ERP. Then we have customer engagement, we have Power Platform. क्वाइट अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. आपकी टीम में आप अगर हमें बता सकें कि कौन कौन से रोल्स हैं, उनके लिए क्या स्किल्स चाहिए होती हैं स्पेसिफिकली, दैट वुड हेल्प.
ओके, सो बेसिकली हमारे पास बिजनेस एप्लीकेशन के ऊपर हम सबको आइडिया हो गया होगा कि हम बिजनेस एप्लीकेशन के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. बिजनेस एप्लीकेशंस के अंदर हम ERP सिस्टम्स के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, CRMs के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, पावर प्लेटफॉर्म के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. और अगर हमने भी चार्ल्स लमाना की प्रेजेंटेशन फॉलो करी हो तो पावर प्लेटफॉर्म इज़ फॉर एवरीवन. तो कोई स्पेसिफिक पर्सोना नहीं है जो कि रिक्वायर्ड हैं टू यूज़ दिस थिंग, बट द एम हियर इज़ दैट एवरीवन कैन यूज़, everyone can join, but still we have to start from somewhere. So जो अगर मैं बिल्कुल हाई लेवल पे अगर बात करूँ तो हमारे पास ऑन हाई लेवल टेक्निकल रोल्स होते हैं और फंक्शनल रोल्स होते हैं. तो आप बिजनेस एप्लीकेशंस को एज अ टेक्निकल रोल में ज्वाइन कर सकते हो या फिर एज अ फंक्शनल रोल में ज्वाइन कर सकते हो. तो अगर आपकी कोडिंग स्किल्स अच्छी हैं, आपको कोडिंग करना आती है, यू लव कोडिंग, तो आप एक टेक्निकल राउट ले सकते हो जिसके अंदर you start as a developer, start as a coder, and then you reach to the consultant level and to the architect levels. And similarly, if you have some sort of a ACCA degree or if you have any financials degree, you are good in accounting, you understand the business well, तो आप एक functional route के ऊपर भी अपना career start कर सकते हो. तो ये more around CRM and the function and the ERP है. लेकिन अगर आप power platform पे आते हो तो Microsoft का स्लोगन ही है लो कोड नो कोड. सो बेसिकली इफ़ यू डोंट कोड, इफ़ यू आर द बिजनेस पर्सोना एंड यू जस्ट नीड टू डिज़ाइन समथिंग, तो आप पावर प्लेटफॉर्म को यूज़ करते हुए भी बहुत सारी एप्लीकेशंस को डिज़ाइन कर सकते हो. तो इट्स मोर अराउंड इट्स टारगेटिंग एवरीवन,
Okay.
राइट. इट्स टारगेटिंग एवरी पर्सोना हियर, बट आई गेस ऑन अ हाई लेवल आपको टेक्निकल स्किल्स चाहिए तो आप डेवलपर राउट फॉलो कर सकते हो जिसमें काफ़ी हमारे पास रिक्रूटमेंट और काफ़ी टीम बिल्डिंग है. और फंक्शनल राउट है और फंक्शनल राउट के ऊपर काफ़ी अट्रैक्शंस हैं.
बिल्कुल ठीक है. थैंक यू आमिर. सो साद, लेट्स इमेजिन वी आर इन 2035 and we're still alive and kicking. How do you think Microsoft technology would have evolved by then, in terms of how we operate today as development partners, and how would it have evolved the business operations?
2035, right?
35.
13 years from now. All right. I mean, yeah. So we started like, I mean, what it was 13 years back, it has come a long way, right? So 13 years from now and what we are doing, I think, again referring to Charles' speech, he has touched upon a few points, right? So first of all, implementation life cycle would be comparatively very, very small, right? As compared to what it is right now. What it was previously, it has optimized. Lekin moving forward, I expect, I mean, in next 13 years, it will be really, really quick, right? And then
Yeah.
the reason we've touched upon no-code, low-code platforms, right? And that's the reason it has a business edge. Business cannot wait for a longer period of time because वो एक window होती है ना, वो निकल जाती है opportunity की, right? That's why it's very important to have the implementations really, really quickly, right? At the same time, AI, data sciences, these are, I mean, अभी jargons हैं, बड़े buzzwords हैं in the industry, but I think they're really, really in a अभी infancy stage. But Microsoft is building it, it's investing on them, right? So we have like, you know, Azure AI, जो अभी start हो चुका है. So in 13 years, 14 years from now, you know, imagine having a warehouse, robotic warehouse without, you know, humans, but, you know, having ERP implemented. Right now, when we think about it, we think that it's going to be very complex, right? But, you know, having so many connectors, which Charles talked about, right? The journey is going to be very easy, right? So AI making decisions in terms of, you know, optimizing the warehousing processes, or I've worked in oil and gas sector, right? So there's a big opportunity for optimization there. You know, you talk about procurement decisions, right? Because this is the edge that companies have. कितना procure करना है, क्या procure करना है, कब procure करना है. It all revolves around इस पे आपकी cost build होती है, right? So AI, I think, you know, data sciences and AI will play a major role in automating the decisions that we take manually today with the help of the BI reportings, right? वो automate, बहुत सारी चीज़ें automate हो जाएंगी. This is what I think is going to happen in the next 13 years.
Thank you, Saad. सो दाऊद साहब, जैसे अभी साथ बात कर रहे थे 13 इयर्स पहले और अब से 13 इयर्स के बाद, व्हेन 13 इयर्स अगो डू यू रिमेंबर कि क्या हमारे पास इस तरह की कम्युनिटीज़ थी जैसे पाकिस्तान यूज़र ग्रुप एक कम्युनिटी है, और अगर उस वक्त नहीं थी और अब हैं, क्या स्ट्रेंथ ये हेल्प प्रोवाइड करती हैं इस तरह की कम्युनिटीज़ फॉर प्रोफेशनल्स, स्टूडेंट्स एंड द इंडस्ट्री एज वेल?
I wish they exist at that time, really.
सेम ईयर.
I recall very, very fondly why and when I joined Music Global. It was December 18th, 2008, my first day at Music. And I just jumped to this bandwagon, right, blindly. I mean, where I was working, I was offered a higher salary for the retainment and not to switch. And I told them that I'm going at a lesser salary just because I want to work on Dynamics. So they understood that this is not about money, it's all about looking at a career. And as I mentioned that, it was all blind. I was not sure about what I will do, how it will go on, but I had an ambition that, okay, I want to work among the best, with the best, right? And make a career out of it, right? And this is what the difference is all about. Students especially, they can relate to that. They can see, they can discuss it out, okay, what they want to do. Whether they are good at engineering, they want to do development, they are most welcome, right? Low code or no code or pro code still requires code. It's not going to end anytime soon. Yeah, thank you. But there are students who want to have their career in business as well, like accounting students, finance students, cost CMA. There are so many different types of them. And they are most welcome as well. And companies, partners are looking for talented resource, not just in the local market, but abroad as well. So this is what I see. There is a huge potential. There is a huge future for them. They just have to stick and bear and just learn the basics first and then start flying. Thank you.
Absolutely. So Amar, since we're talking about community, अभी थोड़ी देर पहले फैसल साहब was mentioning that you are a very active member of this user group. क्या आप बता सकते हैं किस तरह की activities में आप engaged होते हैं? How has this helped you as someone who's already established his career in this domain? And how is it helping the people या वो जो students जो लोग join कर रहे होते हैं, उनकी किस तरह से मदद होती है इन activities से?
All right. So I think हम सबने सुना होगा sharing is caring. So I think that's a philosophy around it. So early in my career as well, जब मैं कोई भी काम करता था या मैं कोई coding कर रहा होता था, तो I used to blog it. So एक blog पुराने ज़माने में एक बहुत basic चीज़ होती थी जिसके through आप अपनी skills को promote करते थे. And that's where you उसके बहुत सारे फ़ायदे होते थे कि आप अपना एक network build कर रहे होते हो, आप अपनी skills को promote कर रहे होते हो. Other people's जो है ना वो उससे inspiration लेते हैं और उनको एक help मिलती है. But now in the recent era, I think हम काफ़ी digitalized हो गए हैं, काफ़ी हमारे पास और इस तरह की opportunity हो गई है. Pakistan User Group is one of them. It is providing all the trainings, all the information that a new generation is following. जो technology आ रही है, जिस तरह से आ रही है, उसको learning करना वो काफ़ी rapid pace में आ रही है. तो पाकिस्तान यूज़र ग्रुप भी उसी फिलॉसफी पे काम कर रहा है कि भाई वो आपको शेयरिंग लर्न कंसल्टेंट्स को इनवाइट करता है. कंसल्टेंट्स अपनी शेयरिंग अपनी नॉलेज को एक्सप्रेस करते हैं इस फोरम पे आके. तो मैं भी इसी तरह से फॉलो करता था शुरू से कि मैं ब्लॉगिंग करता था. देन आई यूज्ड टू डू इंटरनल ट्रेनिंग्स एंड आई थिंक दैट्स अ वे वी शुड फॉलो. आई थिंक अभी भी हम अगर इसी अप्रोच को फॉलो करते हुए अपने इंडिविजुअल्स को अपनी कम्युनिटी को ग्रो करना चाहते हैं तो आई थिंक हमें इसी वे में मूव फॉरवर्ड करना होगा कि हम शेयरिंग करें, अपनी जो एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं उनको आगे कम्युनिटी तक पहुंचाएं. तो आई वुड लाइक एवरीवन जो कि शेयर कर सकता है हु इज़ डूइंग एनीथिंग डिफरेंट, तो ज्वाइन करे पाकिस्तान यूज़र ग्रुप को और एनी कम्युनिटी को एंड देन शेयर इट. दैट्स अ वे टू मूव फॉरवर्ड.
Amazing, thank you. So my next question would be to you, Saad, but just considering the time, I would want all the answers to be kept crisp. So Saad, if I'm starting off my career again, if I get that chance, how would you tell me which platform within this technology is the most suitable for me? Should I be working on ERP? Is CRM my thing? Can I do both? I be focusing on Power Platform? How do I make that decision?
I think it's relative again to the background that you're from, right? So I think the basic really is Power Platform, right? So you should be starting from Power Platform because again, it's really easy. It can equip you really well. I think Pakistan User Group is doing a wonderful job, conducting these boot camps to enable people from different backgrounds. You don't have to be a specialized developer or a specialized engineer to learn these things, right? It's all very basic. So I would suggest you start off from the Power Platform, and then have a feel of what it's like in the industry, because this is what this user group also provides, right? And then make your way forward based on whatever your interests are.
Thank you. So, Daud Saab, just extending to the answer जो अभी साथ बात कर रहे थे, how do you think or what do you think are the main training resources that are available on the internet, accessible by everyone, जिनको मैं इस्तेमाल कर सकती हूँ, and if I want to maybe become an ERP technical consultant, which I don't want to be, but still, if I choose that route, what would you suggest?
The first thing I would recommend is a guidance, a leader to follow, right? There are tons and tons of material available, but you need to make sense, right? So you need to reach out a person who can really guide you, help you, right? And if you are from a business domain or business background, kind of functional background, I mean, from an accounting background, I would suggest you go for Business Central, right? It's an ERP system for small companies, right? It has a small flavor of CRM, customer relationship management, some basic sales stuff, right? Some basic marketing stuff, and then a very nice, neat ERP system as well, right? So I would definitely recommend that if a person who is willing to join this bandwagon, right, he was looking to a career, would certainly go for an ERP system that's not just for this industry or this region, but it's been implemented and used across the world.
That's absolutely right. So since we're talking about Power Platform and has come in a lot of time in our conversation, Amir, how has your focus evolved from the applications that we've previously working on, ERP, CRM, which we're still working on, but आपका जो focus है वो कैसे evolve होकर Power Platform पर आ गया? And do you think more people joining in that application is that the trend these days?
So I think ERP and CRM is obviously it's a big thing, but next era is all about Power Platform. As Charles Lamana ने भी काफी emphasis किया कि Power Platform is for everyone. You don't need to be from a specific class to start on it. So Power Platform, अगर मैं इसको 3 words में summarize करूँ तो it is for everyone. But अगर वो कोई problem दिख रहा है तो उसको उसने analyze करना है, act करना है और automate करना है. तो इन 3 A's के ऊपर आपके पास कोई भी सिनेरियो है, कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है, आप किसी कोई बिजनेस सोल्यूशन चाहते हैं तो आप यू जस्ट नीड टू एनालाइज दैट प्रॉब्लम एंड देन यू जस्ट नीड टू फिगर इट आउट कि किस डेटा के ऊपर आपने वो अपनी एप्लीकेशंस को बिल्ड करना है. तो वो डेटा एनालाइज करें एंड देन बेस्ड ऑन दैट यू जस्ट नीड टू सिंपली ऑटोमेटेड. तो ये 3 A's इज़ द फिलॉसफी बिहाइंड पावर प्लेटफॉर्म. तो पावर प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोवाइड्स यू ईजी टूल्स. प्रेजेंटेशन में ऑलरेडी था कि आप पावर ऑटोमेट यूज़ कर सकते हैं, पावर BI फॉर द रिपोर्टिंग, पावर एप्स हैं फॉर बिल्डिंग सम क्विक एप्स. एप्लीकेशन में ये भी था कि AI Copilot इज नेक्स्ट बिग थिंग कमिंग, सो यू कैन बिल्ड सम chat bots, some AI driven applications. So I think it's quite easy now. अब वो ज़माना नहीं है कि हम बिल्कुल हार्ड कोड डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट करें, स्क्रैच से बिल्कुल all the things build करें. We have proven tools available from Microsoft. It's all about कि हम उन tools को adopt करें and the industry problems को solve करें. So Power Platform is up to it, or I think it's a next big thing. We should all learn it. It's very important.
Thank you, Amir. Since we are just reaching the end of the time that was given us, let's do a physical exercise. Let's take a deep breath. Come on. That's what you have to do. Okay, so now you have one breath to say whatever you want to say to summarize the conversation. आपकी सांस जब तक आप नहीं रुक जाते, you have a chance to talk, and then I'll move to the next person. Starting with you, Saad. Just summarize the conversation, whatever insights you want people to take away, but in one breath. One breath.
All right. So, summary of this entire conversation is, I mean, first of all, technology is really accessible, right? You don't need to be from the techie background to, understand or get hold of the technology, right? So, take baby steps. Academia को special message है, because we want academia to introduce these, technologies.
We get to move to Daud.
Yeah, so that there is more awareness about this, and people can make more informed career decisions.
Okay, thank you.
Right. So I will focus on reaching out across Pakistan, institutes across Pakistan, because now we are all digitally connected. So it's not just limited to the city or all the mega cities that we have, but across Pakistan. If students are interested, they can reach out to us, to Pakistan User Group, I mean, and discuss whatever their queries are, whatever their confusion are, and if they are really interested, we are there to help them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I would summarize in a way that, I mean, अगर आप बिज एप्स के ऊपर अपना कैरियर स्टार्ट करते हैं, एकेडमिया के लिए मेनली मैसेज है, तो आपकी डेस्टिनी टू द माइक्रोसॉफ्ट भी हो सकती है. माइक्रोसॉफ्ट रीच करना हर एक का एक ड्रीम होता है, बट आई थिंक दैट ड्रीम इज़ क्वाइट ईजी इफ any person, any newcomers coming from the university or institutes, they start on the biz apps, so they will become the international level resources, they will become the consultants internationally, और उनका एक ultimate high level goal ये भी हो सकता है कि they can reach to the Microsoft as well.
Thank you, Amar. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. And today, it's lovely to see all of you. It's a beautiful audience. I hope this session was insightful. If you have any questions, we are ready to take them, all right? We'll get the questions from Hassan. Okay, I think I know who has raised the question, but still. All right, so can any one of you answer this? Someone has asked, what is the difference between Salesforce and Microsoft Dynamics?
Well, these are two competitive products. So Salesforce is from another partner, another company, right? And
Yeah.
Dynamics is sort of from Microsoft.
Okay, anyone would like to elaborate on that? Saad, Amir?
Well, basically, you see, Salesforce is e-commerce platform and a CRM, right? Whereas Microsoft has a complete array from commerce to ERP to BI to CRM and to Power Apps. Mobility is also part of it, right? So it's a much more comprehensive platform as compared to Salesforce.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot for your time, and I hope you have a lovely evening forward.